Discussion number 2 for Information Literacy and Critical Thinking by Jake Gardner, aka me. The most recent research task I've had to do as part of my coursework was to write a paper on a real life example of teamwork. I decided to use a family friend's company as an example because I worked as an intern there over the summer. I noticed that everyone had a different job, but together they worked as a team to accomplish great things. I had to do research on the different positions in general and learn more about each person's specific role as part of the assignment. My first step in completing the project was to figure out each person's role and how they benefit the company as a whole. I mostly used the internet to complete this task. However, I also reached out to several people through social media. I typically use trustworthy sites such as Britannica, the Tennessee Electronic Library, and JSTOR to find information. However, sometimes I just do a Google search and avoid sites like Wikipedia that can be sketchy. One deep web resource that I used for this task was a database called Facts on File. I found this source through my high school website. The librarian showed the class how to access it. First, we went to the academic section of the website. Then we went to an option called the Duncan Library. After that, there were several options. Some of them were public domains and others were deep web resources. The Facts on File database option that I used is part of the deep web because I had used a specific password and username given by the school in order to access the domain. The general public cannot access it because it is private and requires a password. After finding information about each position, I read through the information and only used the parts that were relevant to the overall theme of teamwork. For me, the biggest part of organizing information is generally eliminating the information that does not pertain to the theme or overall idea of the research project. For example, information about successful, famous chief operating officers would be largely irrelevant if I was writing about the function of chief operating officers in general. The process for me is generally step number 1, search for information using trustworthy sites. Step 2, use the sites that provide the information most applicable to what you are researching in specific. Step number 3, with the sites that you've chosen, organize the information by keeping what is relevant to the overall theme. And step number 4, apply the relevant information in a way that flows and makes sense. And that's it.